Schenectady, New York, Linton High School, class of 1963. I can't believe I'm saying that right now. It's 2023. So.
Precious love well before the light for me again with all of your might in the still of the night. In the still of the night. Of the night. Show
back in the day, when I finally realized where I was, my dad was a manager. He managed the Schenectady Blue Jays back in the late 40s and early 50s. I lived on Albany Street, Story Avenue, Not Terrace Place, Furman Street, Spruce Street. My dad worked at GEAA. All my buddies that I grew up with and went to school with, to this day we're still friends. And went to Linton High School, played every sport imaginable. I had great coaches, and Walt Trisblow and Bill Rapavy, Eddie Catino, Dick Lala, my football coach, Dom Denio, football coach, Bill Leonard, track coach, Steve Tiernan, all of the people in Schenectady that I knew, not just my coaches, my father, but all my friends' parents, their fathers. Those are my heroes. Those are my mentors. That's what I think brought us all back together, and we all ended up pretty good, and that's all that counts. I was raised in a great town at a time when values in America were about work ethic, doing the right thing, and I just hope we can get back there as a country one day, and I think we will. But that brought me to Proctor's Theater. Here we are in 2023 with the Doo-Wop Project and in the still of the night. So, dom 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 dee dooby dom 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 dee dooby dom 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 dee dooby dom wah 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 wah.
Ending because it says, "Oh, what a night." Okay. Now, if anybody remembers the name of the group, we'll get another drink. The Dells. You know Howie, of course. Going back to the day. But I just want to welcome everybody. It's just a night to remember. It's a beautiful night, and everybody. But you know what? This is the class of '63 reunion, and so 62 and '64. I didn't get to know many people, and all the '64 people are a little younger than I was. But I appreciate '62 and '64 being here. But it's the 60th reunion in 1963. Have lived these incredible, I think, lives. A lot of it started here in Schenectady, New York, and the core values back in the late 50s and early 60s of our parents, our friends. And it wasn't just our parents and the value of work ethic and all of the things that decade was about, or in the 50s. The thing that really sort of stuck with me all the years is that, once I met friends, then I met their moms and dads, and then I became part of the family. And so I'm more part of Goose Hill than I am Central Park. It's just what happens, he's really part of this video, but when Oneida and Central Park were at war with one another, and then all of a sudden we all had to go to Linton, or God forbid if you had to go to the Red Raiders. And I know there are some here, and I get it, but it's just a wonderful, wonderful reunion of 60 years. I just love everybody who came, made the effort to come here, and people from '62 and '64. We're all part of one family, and so it's going to be a night, that we're going to go back in time a little bit. And if you go back to the 1963 yearbook, well, it's right here. The yearbook is right here. I look at Paul Heimer's old Packard over here. Isn't that a beautiful car? He doesn't even drive it. He puts it in some kind of a plastic tent. He puts it in it so it won't get corroded. What a beautiful car that was. And Bobby Avenelli, by the way, has this Ford. It's all hopped up. It's about a 700 horsepower. He wanted me to make sure that I let you know how powerful the thing was. And Bobby Avenelli, and right over here, Bobby, and Brian DiRenzo have and put together an incredible 12-minute video for us from Hollywood Productions. He's been doing this for years for us and all of our things. So we go back 25 years. I remember the 25th anniversary, the 25th reunion, and that was at the Americana Hotel. We all looked a little bit different, back in 1988. And then we did our 50th in 2003. We had the OJs at Linton High School, and what a reunion that was. And then we did 2013. We had the Four Tops and Temptations, and what another wonderful reunion that was. And now we have this great, very talented group called the Doo-Wop Project, taking us back to the days when we were singing "Oh What a Night," or we were singing "Since I Don't Have You," or "In the Still of the Night." All of those great songs back in the day from that standpoint. But the Linton High yearbook, the one thing that stood out for me is the motto of 1963. Does anybody remember what the motto was in 1963? No, you don't. Yeah, you know. But I read it today, so I didn't know about it. And so the motto for 1963, the class of 1963, was knowledge is strength and wisdom is our goal. That was the motto. So what happened to us? What happened to all of us? Wisdom is our goal. Some of the things that I remember about gaining wisdom were in areas that I shouldn't have been, back in the late 50s and early 60s, okay? And I can remember just one story about wisdom, okay? And I learned it from a guy by the name of Jimmy Chiara, who ran Broadway Billiards and Bowling Alley, right over here on Broadway. He's no longer there. He actually at one time taught Willie Moscone, the greatest pool shooter in the history of pool shooting. He taught him how to play pool. And so somehow, I don't know if it was Ivanella, I don't know if it was Warren, they got me down to Broadway pool. And I went in there and started to play pool, and he gave me a job sweeping floors and brushing his tables down. And he taught me how to play pool. And I became pretty good as a pool player. So that was my wisdom and knowledge from 1963. And so I used to cut class late in the afternoon, and I'd go down, and Warren and I would sort of, Warren DeSantis, God bless him to this day. And we played pool. He taught me how to shoot pool, and I became pretty good. And when I went to the University of Kentucky, and I graduated from high school, Jimmy Chiara gave me this incredible pool stick. And I took it with me to Kentucky. And I got a full scholarship, but they gave you $15 a day, a month in laundry money. That's all I got. Now, my parents couldn't send me, cash or any money. I just couldn't. But I had a full scholarship, room and board and all that stuff. So I'm not complaining, all that stuff. But in order for me to get a little change and go on dates and stuff, I used to go to the Student Union building, great wisdom, skip study hall, great wisdom, and I used to hustle all of these guys from Eastern Kentucky at Student Union. I get $5 a night, $10 a night. Back in '63, that was a lot of money. So I could go out on a date on the weekend or whatever. And so one of the great lessons I learned was Adolph Rupp, who was my coach at Kentucky, found out that I wasn't going to study hall. And he calls me in, and he asked me to bring my pool stick with him. So I sit in front of Adolph Rupp, I give him my pool stick, he puts it behind his desk. He said, when you graduate, I will give you your pool stick back. Okay, so I didn't make any money. I finally got a job somewhere. But that was the wisdom and knowledge that I learned from Schenectady, New York. To become a good pool hustler, you can make it in the sports. So that was our model. But it was more than that. Everybody here that has come back and has shared stories from years ago, the spirit is just incredible. And there are just so many stories, but I just wanted to thank everybody for coming back, and everybody that I touched, back in that time, and everybody who basically touched me and my family. I'll never forget it. The taproot from for Pat Riley was right here in Schenectady, New York, and I'll never forget it and forget you, and I just want to thank all of you. I love you. I'm going to take you one time. A nice video, again by Bobby Ivanella, and okay, Brian Lorenzo, who produced it, and Hollywood Productions. He's done all of our reunions. One of my great, great friends. Always fed me spaghetti meatballs. As a matter of fact, everybody on Goose Hill, if I wanted a meal, I just went home and I went over to their houses, and that was it. So, could we roll, sir? And we'll watch the movie that we're going to forget.
Hey, wait a minute. This is no MGM. This is a Goose Hill production. By me, Brother Dominic, you capiche? Now, hey, that's my music. I want you to sit back, have a cigar, have a drink, and enjoy. Enjoy. Ciao.
precious love where before the light for me again with all of your might in the still of the night. In the still of the night. Of the night.
Class of 1963, beautiful class. They had the not so smart kids, and they had the smart kids. The not so smart kids, you can tell them by their names. You got Desaro, Insomnia, Durenti, Penari, Damasio, Isgro, Emiola, and Russo. The smart kids, on the other hand, the smart kids, you got Lipinski, Blumenthal, DeSantis, Kramer, O'Neill, the class of 1963. They had a lot of smart girls in that class. They, little known fact, invented Viagra. And now, you take the dumbbells from Oneida. You put them with the smart bells from Central Park. You put them together in Linton High School, and you end up with the beautiful, beautiful children. So look around and look at what you guys have produced. Beauty, a Bella. Tonight is your night. I'm glad, it's an honor that the Goose Hill production and a Brother Dominic's can be here to help you enjoy your night. Have a feast. Enjoy. Buona salute.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh Lord, oh the fight, oh the ramparts we walked were so gallantly, yeah. And the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does thy star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of God, home of the brave.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
We looked a lot better back then, didn't we? What a great, great class, great looking class. It was just a wonderful time. I don't even think a lot of us can go back and remember just how much fun we had until you see the pictures. And it's just great. I want to thank again Bobby, okay, and John. You're the one that ruined me. You started full playing stuff back then. But there's some people I have to thank before I move on and introduce, really, probably some of the most talented musicians, actors, singers, entertainers that I've ever seen. And they're still very active on Broadway and doing a lot of shows and everything, the Doo-Wop Project, and we're going to get to them in a minute. But I do want to thank some people who put this together. I'd be remiss. But first and foremost, just to remember, you know, a lot of those beautiful people that we grew up with that we lost along the way. And it's part of the circle of life. And I just want to recite an Irish prayer. You know, may the road, you know, rise up to meet all of us as we get out in our life. You know, may the wind be always at our back as we continue to move on with all the things we want to do and we dream of. May the rain fall softly on all of our homes. You know, may the sun shine down warmly on everybody's face, you know, when they leave and go back home. And until we meet again, maybe 10 years from now or 5 years from now somewhere, another reunion, may God hold each and every one of us and everybody that we've lost securely, tightly, protectively in the palm of his hand. And for all those, God bless them. In the class of '63, I want to thank Gail, Bianchi, Balmuth, Louis DeFlippo, okay, Rita Tesaro, Andrea Ivanelli Ronca, okay, Suzanne, Nicolella Steiner. They really helped get in touch with everybody. It's not easy to run everybody down. In the class of '62, Robbie Grinter Sargent, she's here. Jackie Schaefer, he's here. I gave him that little prayer last night. I gave that to him in a blue card. He'll take that with him. In the class of '64, Danny DeMille, okay, Ray Tanada, Paul Heiner, and some of Paul's people, Heiner, that he runs a company ever called Logic Technology, and Rose Constanza, okay, Bob Pisano also, and Debbie, I think I got this right, I don't want to smack it around, Shamara Horn, Debbie, thank all you people. To Grandma's Restaurant, was the food great? Okay. We have a 10-mile walk tomorrow, okay, and also we can do some rowing over on the Mohawk River, okay, with Robbie Ritter. To Armando and Frank and Angela at the restaurant, everything they've done the last couple nights. To Proctor's Theater, you know, just thank you very much. I can remember coming down here on Thursday nights. I don't know if you recall. Every Thursday night was 9 o'clock. Stores would stay open. I sneak in through that exit door right over here and watch the very first movie that turned me on to Cars. was Rebel Without a Cause, right in Proctor's Theater back in 1955 and 56, stuck right through that door. I don't think I ever paid a quarter or a dime for a movie. The Plaza of Proctor's was the state theater. And so that was just part of the wisdom of growing up in Schenectady, New York. And so, without any further ado, I just want to introduce a group of, they are on here, okay? The Doo-Wop Project. Let's stand up and give them a great hand, okay? Give them a great hand. Thank you.
takes so long to see the light. It seems so wrong, but now it seems so right. Sweet surrender, what now? Here we go. Class of 1961. Everybody stay standing. Yes. Yeah, you guys want to say something? Yeah. All right. Okay.
The camera over here.
The camera's over there.
Let's get a nice big smile from everyone in the audience. Here we go.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Man, give you. Oh, what a night! Oh, what a night in the still of the night. You know, it just doesn't keeps going on and on. The Doo-Wop Project, Jess Russell, Charles, Dwayne, Dominique, all the singers in the band from the Doo-Wop Project. They brought back something for all of us who were raised in the late 50s and early 60s that loved this music. And so it's just a great 60th reunion. Because we'll never forget it. So, see you next year, or 5 years from now, maybe 10, I don't know, but we'll do this again somewhere.